Ignoring God's timing is one of the most dangerous choices you can secretly make, because while you may feel like you are simply moving forward, you are actually walking into traps that were never designed for you. And the shocking truth is that disobedience disguised as impatience always carries a cost. When Abraham refused to wait on God's promise and brought forth Ishmael, the consequences followed generations, Genesis 16, and the same thing happens in your life when you force open doors that God has not unlocked yet, because what feels like success in the moment often turns into hidden chains later. Marriages crumble because they were rushed. Finances collapse because decisions were made outside of prayer. Ministries fall apart because leaders could not endure the waiting. And every time you step ahead of God, you step outside His covering, exposing yourself to spiritual warfare you were never equipped to handle. And you wonder why the peace of Philippians 4:7 is absent, why the burden feels heavier than promised, and why your joy seems stolen. Because running ahead of God's schedule is like planting a seed in the wrong season. It will grow, but it will not bear fruit. And worse, it may choke out the harvest God had reserved for you. Waiting on God's timing refines your faith, but ignoring it corrupts your faith, turning you into a restless wanderer who secretly doubts His goodness, even while singing songs of trust. And the devil knows this, which is why he tempts you to rush, to grab, to claim, whispering that you are falling behind. But God says in Ecclesiastes 3:11 that He makes all things beautiful in His time, not yours. When you ignore His timing, you pay with anxiety, with exhaustion, with regrets that multiply in silence, and you begin to see yourself drifting into decisions that require compromise because impatience is never neutral. It pulls you away from obedience and blinds you to warning signs. Saul lost his kingdom in 1 Samuel 13 because he could not wait for Samuel to arrive, and what looked like a small act of urgency was actually rebellion in God's eyes. And you too risk forfeiting destiny when you elevate your clock above His. But the hidden cost is even greater, because ignoring God's timing slowly hardens your heart, training you to normalize shortcuts, making you secretly addicted to speed rather than surrender. So even when God blesses you later, you cannot enjoy it because your spirit has been conditioned to move without listening. And yet waiting is not wasted, because Isaiah 40:31 declares that those who wait upon the Lord renew their strength. But when you ignore that principle, your strength is drained, your discernment dulled, and your journey becomes longer than it was meant to be, like Israel wandering 40 years for a trip designed to take days. Every time you refuse to wait, you are rewriting the script of your own suffering. And though God can redeem all things, Romans 8:28, you still carry scars of what could have been avoided had you trusted Him. The shocking reality is that Satan does not need you to fully reject God to derail your calling. He only needs you to mistrust His timing, because once you act too early, you are already out of position, like a soldier firing before the commander's signal, revealing your location and exposing your weakness. The cost is hidden but deadly. You lose peace, you lose clarity, you lose intimacy with God, because impatience builds walls of noise between your heart and His voice. But here is the warning and also the invitation. If you keep rushing, you will keep repeating cycles. You will keep asking why blessings slip through your fingers, and you will keep wondering why God feels distant, yet the answer has been there all along. He is not withholding to punish you. He is delaying to prepare you, and until you surrender your sense of control, you will never step into the fullness of what He promised. The cost of ignoring His timing is never worth the counterfeit reward you gain, because what you think you secured quickly will end up costing you slowly, piece by piece, until you realize that every delay you fought against was actually God's hidden mercy, sparing you from what would have destroyed you. So the challenge is simple but piercing. Will you continue to sacrifice destiny on the altar of impatience? Or will you trust the one who knows the end from the beginning? Isaiah 46:10. Even when his silence feels unbearable, even when his delays feel cruel, even when his pace feels like punishment. Because the truth is, the only thing more painful than waiting on God is wishing you had.